anyway, we're on the way home. I'm about to I'm gonna tell you a story. So hold on. Oh my god, that croissant is so good. It was so good. Anyway, let me tell you a story. So I was in Kenya last week, which is probably the vlog you see right before this one. And I took my hard drive with me so I can do some editing. Right? It's an 18-hour flight. I can get a lot of editing done. Did it, bing, bam, boom, done. It was great. Everything was great. While I get home, and I went to go upload it yesterday, and the file is corrupted. So for context, the original video is like, without like editing, the original video is like 1 hour and 8 minutes, and it had taken me like several hours to edit it all down. I got it down in like 45 minutes. It'd take me like 8 hours, not a couple hours to do that, and then for it to not work and then go back to like where I started, bro. I'm not with it. So y'all are probably not gonna get that video. Ooh. Y'all probably not gonna get that video, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. The things that I did talk about in the video, though, I plan on talking about, I guess, now. I was just gonna re-record myself talking about it. The main thing I wanted to kind of go over again was my CISA certification. So for context, I work in, I'm trained and I work in IT, right? I went to school I have an associate's in cybersecurity. My bachelor's is in information technology. I've been working in IT since about, when did I get my first IT job? Maybe like 2016. So I'm coming up on 10 years in the field, which is so weird to say. I'm no longer a junior. No, your girl's a manager now. So, yeah, several years working in IT. One thing about IT is if you want to be successful in this field, maybe successful is not the right word. If you want to make a lot of money in the field, one thing you need to do is stay up to date with your certifications. You cannot get stagnant, because as soon as you get stagnant, you get too comfortable, you start to have a hard time moving on to different roles. You have to stay up to date, because technology is the one field where things are always changing, right? Like AI is the hot new thing now. Like 5-6 years ago, when I was in school, that's not even 5-6 years ago. Let's say like almost 10 years ago, when I was in college, there was not a track at like the bachelor level to go into AI. They were starting it, but it was mostly at the master's level. Like there wasn't really it wasn't really as much of a thing for people to be going to college and getting degrees and learning how to work with AI. That's something you had to specialize in, and to specialize in that, you really had to go for your master's in that. So that's just an example of like how cutting edge and changing and everything that the IT field has to offer. Tech, I should say, has to offer. So when it comes to certifications, once you've kind of figured out where in technology you want to work, once you've kind of figured out where in the tech field you want to do your work, it's imperative that you stay up to date on those specific certifications. So I don't know what it's like in the development world, because I'm not a developer. Oh Lord, who is this? Hold on. Anyway, I'm not sure how it is when it comes to like the programming part, the development part, the front end, back end, all that shit. I'm sure it's very similar. I don't think you necessarily need the certifications for that, but I know for a fact that there's constantly updates being made to all of these programming languages, so you have to be up to date. You know, the girlies are not using like what are them old programming languages called? C#? I don't know. You know, the old programming languages are not being used as much anymore nowadays. So yeah, gotta stay up to date if you want to make a lot of money in this field. That's what I want to say. So to that end, my specialization is cybersecurity, because I got my associates in cybersecurity. And so I've kind of slowly been trawling my way through the cybersecurity certifications, a few here and there. It's not a lot. I'm gonna be honest, your girl got pretty comfortable those first couple years I was working. I really didn't need the certifications. They weren't keeping me from anything, especially because I had degrees. Pero, but one thing I needed last year, because I was still looking for jobs, I was still looking for work at the time, so I knew I needed something to show that I was staying up to date with the field. So I went for the Certified Information Security Auditor, which is by CISA. And fortunately, because my husband is in the Army, I have access to the MICA program, which, hold on, there's traffic, so I can do this. Let me tell you a little bit about the MICA program. It's a scholarship. So for military spouses, your spouse has to be a certain rank or below. You automatically qualify for $4,000 of tuition assistance. You also get an individualized coaching session with the CISA career coach, an education and training plan. You get the tuition assistance up to $4,000, and then you get CISA tools, which also help you kind of like figure out what you want to do for your career. So before my husband went into the Army, like I had already been established as I had already established my career before I met him, before he went to the Army, all of that. So for me, getting access to this was great, because I was like, oh, cool. Now I already have my list of certifications that I want to get. Now I got free money to go get them. Bet. So I went for my CISA. I was going to do my CISA, and then I may or may not do my Certified Information Security Manager this year. We'll figure it out. But I went for my CISA, and I passed, because I'm that girl. I'm gonna pass the exam. And you know, things are all well and great. However, with CISA, the thing about paying for and passing the exam is that doesn't make you a certified information security auditor. It does not. It just means you passed the exam for the Certified Information Security Auditor. If you want to be a card carrying you want to be certified card carrying, what you have to do is you have to go back, you have to pay an application fee to access the application, and then you have to provide work and education experience. You send that back along with your past exam report, and then they let you know whether or not you are qualified to be a certified information security auditor. All of that is well, fine, and dandy, I suppose. My biggest thing is how expensive it is. Okay, so it costs, why do you have your high beams on? It is 4:47 p.m. I'm sorry, y'all. I have really bad road rage. But anyway, it costs $760 to take the exam. You don't get no retakes. So if you fail the first time, you got to pay that money again to take it again. That's number one. Number two, once you've passed that exam, once you've passed that $760 exam, you now have to pay a $50 fee for to get access to the application and for them to review the application once you've submitted it. So that is over $800 in total, and that's if you pass the first time, for you to get this certification exam. My biggest thing is this: that's just too expensive. All right, in the year of our Lord 2025, where, you know, the rising price of eggs and inflation and the so-called people running our governments, it's just like, you know, to charge almost $1,000 for a 90 minutes exam experience. And, you know, I get it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's lots of benefits to having this certification once you get it. But it's like you're not going to see those benefits until after you have the certification. So why are you charging people almost a band per person to take this exam? It's like, it's I haven't submitted my application yet, and I haven't actually gotten it yet. I haven't actually technically gotten the certification yet, because even though I passed the exam, I haven't done the application and proven my work in educational experience and blah, 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 blah. So what I will say is this: I think there needs to be a program to help people get these kinds of certifications so that they can further their career. You don't know, of course, there's always going to be a cost of continuing your education. You don't know what people have, what people are prioritizing in their lives. People are trying to make a better way for them and their family, and, you know, make it happen. So, you know, maybe we could see if we can find ways to make the barrier to entry a little lower, because don't we, as IT professionals, don't we want other people to enter the field? Don't we want there to be more technical users who understand exactly what we're talking about when we're having our tech speak and our tech chats and all of this and all of that? So in that way, in that same vein, can we just have a think, to quote one of my beloved colleagues, can't we have a think about it? You know, I think that wouldn't be too much to ask for. I don't think that's too much to ask for. I think it's a bit bonkers to ask that. I think the assumption is that most people that take this exam will have a sponsor to pay for the exam for them, whether it's like me and I had the MICA program, which and I can talk about a little bit about my experience with that program as well. But the assumption is that there will be a sponsor. You're going to have a scholarship from someone. You'll have educational credits to go towards from your, like a tuition reimbursement program from your job, some kind of benefit like that. But there are people that either don't want to use those specific. There are people who do not want to use those specific benefits from their job for one reason or another. I was one of those people, and that's why I didn't get it beforehand. And there are also people who are not currently in this field, and it wouldn't make sense for them to go to their job and ask them to pay for something, because it's going to reveal the fact that, hey, I'm planning on like leaving this job, this career, this position entirely. So like, you know, I don't need my job to know which certification I want to get or whatever. Like, there are lots of different cases where people are paying for this out of their pocket, and to charge almost $1,000 for this certification is like, it just don't make sense to me. But honestly, at the same time, this is kind of like, just, this is what it is, because the more advanced certifications you start to get in tech, the more expensive they get. And I don't know, dude. I guess this is just the world we live in. That doesn't mean I have to be happy about it or like it. And I don't. And I'm not. But that's just my thoughts on that. So, wanted to share that. That's what I didn't get a chance to talk about in my last, or in the vlog that got corrupted and that I'm not posting anymore. So, if you have any questions about my career and how I've gotten to where I've gotten so far, like the steps that I took, I guess that would be a really good video, like me talking about my career, my work experience, my educational experience, because I do have a lot to say about, like, not necessarily how to choose a career, but maybe like how to choose a career, how to get into tech, how to break into tech. Like, it requires a lot of work. It requires a lot of, you really have to be like self-sufficient and independent when it comes to working in tech. It just is what it is. Like, you need to be able to take initiative and be a self-starter. Those are really good qualities of a tech leader like me. So, yes, guys, if you have any questions, let me stop doing that because it's making noise. If you have any questions about like my work experience, my educational experience, like if you need like advice about your career, or if you've taken the CISA, and tell me how your exam went. Like, tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you thought about them weird questions, like, oh, select the best response to X, Y, and Z. Oh my goodness, them questions killed me a little bit. Like, what is the best thing for you to do? What's the best action? What's the worst thing? What's the best thing? Like, whatever. But yes, tell me. Go sound off in the comments. I want to hear from y'all. What do you think? Yeah, tell me what you think. I want to have a conversation. I would talk about it all now, but like, then what would my content be? Like, if I didn't save some things for the future. So, you know, let me know what you want to hear about down in the comments. We are about to turn some music on. I'm not trying to get copyright. I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. So, yeah, I'll talk to y'all when I get home. I have to stop and pick up some food. I guess my husband don't want to cook, so I'm gonna stop and pick up some food because we don't really have nothing to cook at home. We do have some veggies though, so might have him like do some veg. And what I really wanted was to pick up some wings, so we probably gonna get some wings for dinner, because I want some wings with some mild sauce. Yeah, and that's gonna be our night. So I will talk to y'all. Ooh, who calling me now? Oh, my brother. I'll talk to y'all when I get home. Bye. Hello.
Hello.
Yo.